Hello guys. Welcome to my channel PMP Goals Made Easy for You. My name is Kunal and I am certified PMP professional. Today we are going to understand what scope baseline is. Let's get started. Scope baseline plays a central role in defining and controlling a project's scope. It acts as a reference point throughout the project's lifecycle, serving as the basis for project planning, execution, and evaluation. Let us dive deeper into the scope baseline and explore a step-by-step guide on how to create one effectively. When is scope baseline created? The scope baseline is created during the early stages of project planning, specifically during the planning phase, or established before the project execution begins. The process of creating a scope baseline involves defining and documenting the project's scope, deliverables, boundaries, and constraints. It is approved, detailed documentation of a project's scope, which contains the project's deliverables, boundaries, and constraints. Serves as a formal reference for stakeholders, outlining the project's objectives, requirements, and major deliverables. Once the scope baseline is established and approved, any deviations from it during the project execution will require formal change management processes to ensure the project remains on track and within the agreed-upon boundaries. Main components of scope baseline. Project scope statement. Work breakdown structure. WBS Dictionary. Now let us understand the steps before the project scope statement. As you know, there would be many kinds of requirements, such as functional, non-functional, technical, solution-based, and so on. These requirements are filtered, and you get project scope statement. Now let's understand what project scope statement is. The project scope statement contains a detailed description of the project scope. It is a formal document that defines the project's boundaries, objectives, deliverables, and constraints. The purpose of the project scope statement is to provide a clear understanding of what is included and excluded from the project, ensuring that all stakeholders have a shared understanding of the project's scope. The main components of project scope statement are: project objectives, project scope description, deliverables, project success criteria, boundaries. Now here is the example created for you to understand the project scope statement. Say for example, as a project manager you are working on e-commerce website. The flow of project scope statement will be as stated. However, it may vary from project to project. Hope you understood project scope statement. Now let's understand WBS or work breakdown structure. A WBS is a tool that breaks down complex tasks into smaller, manageable components. It organizes the project's deliverables, tasks, and subtasks in a hierarchical manner, providing a clear roadmap for project planning and execution. Enhances project understanding, resource allocation, and progress tracking. Each element in the WBS represents a unique deliverable, ensuring a comprehensive representation of the project's scope. With a WBS, project teams can efficiently manage projects, streamline processes, and achieve successful outcomes. It helps project managers and stakeholders, facilitating effective project management. WBS has hierarchical or top-down approach. Focus is given to deliverable instead of action or activities. Each component should be unique and should not overlap. It has unique code. To help you better understand, I have created WBS for new motorbike development project. Remember that as project manager you should be well versed in creating WBS. In this diagram you can see that first major component is numbered as 1.0. And you further break down the complex components into more manageable components, which will help you to allocate resources, assign tasks, and progress tracking, helping you avoid risks. Now let's understand WBS Dictionary. The work breakdown structure, WBS Dictionary, is a companion document to the WBS that provides detailed information about each component, work package or task listed in the WBS. It serves as a reference guide and adds more clarity and context to the WBS elements. The WBS mainly consists of WBS element identifier, WBS element name. Resources. Assumptions. Acceptance criteria. Constraints. Guys, just understand these steps and you can master the scope baseline easily for your PMP exam preparation. The diagram shows the steps. Let's quickly recap. Scope baseline is typically created after the initial project charter or project initiation phase, where the project's high-level objectives and requirements are defined. Once the project is officially authorized, the project manager and the project team work together to develop a detailed project scope statement, which outlines the specific objectives, deliverables, and scope of work to be completed. After the project scope statement is finalized, the project manager proceeds to develop the work breakdown structure, WBS, breaking down the project's scope into smaller, manageable work packages and tasks. Alongside the WBS Dictionary is created to provide more detailed descriptions of each work package, including relevant information such as task descriptions, responsible parties, resource requirements, and dependencies. Once all these documents, project scope statement, WBS, and WBS Dictionary, are prepared, they are collectively known as the scope baseline. This scope baseline serves as the reference point and agreement among project stakeholders, providing a clear understanding of what the project will deliver and the boundaries within which it will operate. Thanks for your time. I hope you understood the scope baseline. Wishing you all the best for your PMP exam.